Welcome back to the pod, everybody.
You didn't say it.
What?
Welcome back to the Strictly for Jesus podcast.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, we are back for another weekly episode that we're But before we start this episode, we want to give some shout outs to our subscribers.
Yes. So who's the
The-
subscriber of the week?
The lucky winner out of all of our subscribers.
Yep.
Ethan Fleet.
Here, and we'll pop a picture up right
here.
Wait, do it
Or
again.
here.
Yep.
Ethan Fleeter, check your mail within the next 30 days. You are going to get a gift from us.
Yep. Some
Happy
merch,
birthday
some
as well.
merchandise.
Some merch, some signed copies of us, and just everything that you could ever dream of. And a word of wisdom. Anyways.
Yep.
So, Ethan Fleeter, if you're watching this, just comment down below. Comment down below that, like, your favorite quality trait of us to make sure that you know that you are a lucky winner. Okay.
That seems so like.
Anyways, okay. Today we're playing Agree to Disagree. Let's play music. Okay, we're playing Agree to Disagree.
Yep.
So let's get started.
Okay, here we go. Starting off strong. Do you believe in once saved, always saved, or can salvation be lost?
Oh, we should have made little signs that said agree or disagree.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So okay, and we want to state that right now we are still learning and growing in our faith, as everybody does. But don't cancel us. Don't cancel us.
Well, we're not gonna do any topics that could get us canceled. So
yeah. Well, anybody, like, when it comes to like things like this, people get butt hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so okay.
The main point is Jesus died on the cross for us. He's our Lord and Savior, and that is what we believe.
And we got Swig over here in our town, everybody.
Yeah.
But
the Mormons
they're invading.
They're invading Middle Tennessee.
Wasn't gonna state where we lived.
Oh.
Okay.
Never mind.
I'm thankful that they are because I love
the drinks
Swig.
Are really good.
I like talking about Mormons. If y'all want a Mormon episode, comment down below Joseph Smith and we will.
Do you believe in once saved, always saved? Agree or disagree? What do you think? Do you agree with once saved or always saved? Or
I agree. I think that, yeah, I think I agree because, well, okay. Let's say my future kid is saved when they're like 5 years old, and then they live this like crazy, horrible life. Then it's like, okay, were they actually saved? Like, did they actually really get saved? Because once
they know the meaning of it.
Yeah, once you're actually saved, then your life actually changes, and there's not really any going back. So,
well, yeah, they're like that's not to say that you won't ever be tempted to go back to that old style.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like you wouldn't, you won't just like go back into that horrible, like that way of life.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's temptations all around us, and that's after you get saved. That's when temptations come at you even stronger.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because why would you have temptations if you're just indulging in the world?
Yeah, Satan's not gonna tempt you if he already has you.
Yeah, I heard the saying was like the moment you get saved, then there's a target on your back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree as well. I think. Like, my thought process on it is kind of like yours. And I think I speak from experience, because whenever I was younger, I claimed that, I was saved and all this stuff, but I was not living my life for God and, like, living completely against Him. But, like, I went to church and things like that, and it's like I prayed the prayer without realizing what it is, so it didn't really have meaning. But now, like, I'm actually saved. Like now I like have experienced Jesus and his love and his peace, and it's like I can't turn away from that. You know, like it. My thought process is like, how can you turn away from that kind of love? Like once you've experienced it, how can you turn away from it almost? And it's like, um, people that come to church, you know, and they maybe don't fully understand what salvation is, but they think they're saved, or somebody kind of misled them into it almost, and it's like, and then they fall back into the worldly things. It's like I'm not sure if they were truly saved because I'm not sure if they fully understood what salvation was, you know?
Yeah.
Because like just from my personal experience, it's like I've felt Jesus, you know, like I felt that love, and it's like I don't feel like I could turn away from it. You know, I don't feel like I could lose my salvation because I don't think I can't turn away from that love. You know?
Yeah. But also, like, whenever you do get saved, it's you coming to the end of yourself. So I feel like when people do just say the prayer or something like that, like they do the works of it,
Yeah.
they didn't really come to the end of themselves. But whenever you do come to the end of yourself, then God rebuilds your life with Him in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't really know how to, like, live without Him after that. Like, I can't imagine living without God because of how much of my life revolves around that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a long answer.
Yeah. So I don't think your salvation can be lost.
It's like, did you actually have it to begin with?
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process, and the thing is like I can only speak from my experiences. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I can't speak for somebody else because I didn't. You know, I don't know their heart. You know, so
But
it's
like also there's like such rare. I mean, there's small scenarios like someone could be saved, go through some crazy traumatic thing with the church, like turn against God,
mm-hmm.
and then come back to God. I think like they were actually saved the whole time. They just had some trauma happen to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, and that's not even like that's just because people push them away. You know?
Yeah.
Not
Which like a lot of churches do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's another thing we can talk about. Maybe not on this podcast, but another one.
Church hurt.
Yeah, church hurt. Like what that is and what it looks like and how it's kind of affected.
Church hurt?
I don't think I've ever had church hurt.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you want to read the next one?
Yeah. Should women preach / serve as senior pastors? No. No.
So do you agree?
Disagree.
You disagree.
Because just no. But also I think women can still be okay, wait, actually I think women can preach. Like Sadie Robertson goes to places and she preaches, but she's not like the designated pastor of a church.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think women can preach because I think women a lot of times have some more wisdom than men sometimes. But they do sometimes. But also women do kind of react out of emotion. Anyways, but I think they can do a sermon, but they shouldn't be the head of a church because that should be a man. I think the Bible actually talks about that. I know it says women be quiet, but that was in the time of Bible times where like women were talking during church, and I think Paul said for women to be quiet and go home and talk to their husbands about it instead of interrupting the sermon. And people take that out of context where they think like women shouldn't talk at all. But I think they can talk. I just don't think they should be put in the position of being the authority over the church. That was a really good answer. I don't even think we can talk anymore about it. Was that not good?
I don't think women should be, like you said, the head pastor of a church. I think women can preach and lead in different roles in the church, right? Because it's like, obviously, women are way more nurturing with kids than men are, and it's like, I think women could be really good leaders in the fact of like, children ministry, being able to connect and nurture kids and like be able to kind of lead them in the right way, and also, yeah, I don't think women should be like head pastors, and that's not to say like women don't know things. Women don't know like the main things. Like that's not to say those things, but it's like I feel like it's a very hard topic to talk about nowadays because everybody's so, like if you everybody misinterprets things, and it's like I think women can motivate other women and sometimes even motivate men and like they bring it this is a good way they bring a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree with women being head pastors and things like that, but I think women obviously God has made man and woman, right, to help each other and or woman to help man, but like they help each other in a sense, like men are supposed to lead, women are supposed to be the supporters and all those things. And when it comes into like a church role, like a pastor role, I think men should take over because they're supposed to be leaders. They're supposed to be that spiritual leader, which that is. But that's not to say that women can't be that supporter, bring a different perspective to some things, and also kind of maybe lead in a different way in the church to where it's like they're helping.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that really made sense, but
That's good.
yeah, I agree with what you said about the women are more emotional and men are more logical. But that's not to say some men now super emotional. Like
we're 2 for 2. We agree on 2 things. I wonder if we'll find something we disagree on.
Who knows? Let's see. I was gonna say
denomination alignment is important in marriage. Agree or disagree?
I'm gonna say disagree.
You don't think it's important?
I don't think it's important. And this is why. The importance of Christianity. What is Christianity? Right? Everybody has a different denomination. Everybody and what a denomination does is it's kind of like you can kind of think of it as the little things, right? Those are the things that it's talking about. So it's like me and you, for example. Say you were a Catholic and say, "Oh, I'm non-denominational." Like, would that affect the way our marriage goes? And it could.
Yeah.
But, oh, sorry. It could, but I think if people agree on the main points, right? So, who is Christ? What did he do for you? And, did he resurrect? Right? Did he do these things? Did he fulfill all of the laws? Did he do these things? Those 3 or 4 however many things I just said, if you agree on the main points, the foundation of Christianity, then I think that's the most important thing, right? If you have all of the same, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like, just if you have the same foundation, that's all that matters.
Yeah, the same foundation in Christ, then
Yeah.
yes. But now I do think things can get in the way of like
Yeah.
legalism. Like some denominations are more legalistic than others, and that can most likely get. Now that I say that,
No, I'm let me say my opinion.
Okay, I'll let you say.
I think you definitely 100% need to be the same denomination before you get married. Like, can you imagine raising kids in that? Like,
Yeah,
what if a Catholic marries? Okay, but like some Catholics, like Ethan, he's not like.
Wait, you know our subscriber?
Yeah, I know him personally. He isn't like hardcore. I'm only going to Catholic church. Like he'd go to he goes to my church. He'd go to any church. It doesn't matter. But like some people are hardcore Catholic. Like my grandparents, I'm pretty sure they only go to Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
My other grandparents are only Church of Christ.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to marry someone that y'all don't agree on the denominations? How are you going to raise your kids? Like, are you going to take your kids to Catholic? Because personally, I don't feel like really comfortable at a Catholic church because it's just kind of awkward because I wasn't raised around it. I remember going to one. I'm never going back. But anyways, like that would just cause so many issues. And also like these other things, Catholics think you get baptized when you're an infant, but what if I'm like, no, you get baptized whenever you give your life to Jesus? Like, why would So I think obviously, if someone like if you marry someone that's a different denomination because you didn't see that it could cause any issues, that's one thing. But like, I think you should obviously kind of have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Like it will cause conflict.
Yeah, I guess
And
I
also,
didn't think
like,
about it
you're
like
gonna
that.
try to make the other person fit a mold, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if I wanted you to be Church of Christ, I'd want you to fit the mold of Church of Christ. Then you'd feel like you're kind of having to change your relationship with God for me, which
Yeah.
isn't really healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now that we talk about that, that definitely makes more sense.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking of it more like as a what is the foundations of Christianity and how does it compare to
I guess you were kind of
denominational
thinking of
or
it in a way like, did different denominations affect your how you get to heaven, which it doesn't. But like
yeah.
just on earth, marriage
Yeah.
definitely very important. I think.
Yeah. Because you do to be able to have a family and be like
You do need
close knit
yeah.
and be like close in your marriage, you got to have the same beliefs and yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't thinking about it like that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
I converted him. I can't believe you said. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think counseling before engagement necessary or optional? Do you agree with it being necessary or no?
So basically, it's premarital counseling, but a lot of people do premarital counseling after engagement.
Yeah. Do you think it's important before engagement?
Yes.
Or not? Let's just not say premarital counseling, but counseling in general.
But it's basically premarital counseling.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. I agree too. Why do you think that? Why do you think it's important?
Before engagement, because well, I mean, we did it before engagement, and the counselor said that he really, because we weren't actually going to do that. We weren't actually going to do premarital counseling, but we ended up just doing it because we talked to him about it.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna have a sip of yours.
he said that he encourages it to be before engagement because whenever you're engaged, you already have so much going on. And then you add premarital counseling, and then like, what if y'all discover something that you disagree on, or maybe like discover something you haven't talked about?
Yep.
What if you just like push the wedding back after you've already set the date?
Yep.
Or what if you call off the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, if it's just extra stress. I mean, personally, I did not find it stressful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would do it again. It was so fun. Felt like it was fun, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We'd get so deep.
Yeah.
But we didn't even learn anything
but
new.
But then you get so nervous before.
I get so nervous because it's just like you never know what to expect with it.
Yeah.
But guys, if any of y'all are about to go to premarital counseling, any of our viewers, don't worry. It's not that stressful. I would be really anxious before, but it wasn't stressful. Whatever. Yeah. Every time we were done, we'd be like we would just talk about it.
Yeah, we'd have really good conversations afterwards.
But like, it's not like we really discovered anything new about each other because we already talked about everything before.
Well, I wouldn't say that we didn't discover anything new about each other. I think it opened up the. I think it kind of like. Okay, it wasn't.
I think we like discovered new things to talk about.
Yeah.
But nothing like new with each other.
Yeah, like we hit the topics, but we went deeper into them.
Yeah. Like it was mainly just about like roles in marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah. 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 I think so. I agree. I think it's definitely necessary to do premarital counseling or have counsel in your relationship before engagement because it's like you want guidance, especially like godly guidance in your relationship, and it's like she just said, you don't want to do it after engagement because engagement is saying, hey, I'm marrying you, like we're doing this, and you should know who you're marrying before you get engaged to him. You know, like you want to know the person you're engaging.
Yeah.
And
well, like obviously some people are really intentional and they do have good conversations before engagement.
Yeah. But you also want to invite godly counsel into your relationship because it brings an outside perspective, a godly outside perspective that can see into the relationship and be able to, kind of like for us, for instance, like we we had a lot of very intentional conversations in the beginning. We had a lot of these things, and we wanted to be even more intentional by inviting godly counsel in, and that's why we went to premarital counseling so early, because we wanted our relationship to reflect God and to be more open to His Word. So we wanted to seek biblical counseling through that. So I think it's definitely necessary, because it allows you to um, definitely see the other person's heart more clearly, and it opens up all the doors.
Yeah.
There's no doors that are closed. It opens up everything, and it leaves it to where it's like, okay, now I know this person's intentions. I know what they want. I know, what we need to be doing to live this life, and to continue to grow towards God in our relationship. And it's like, if you're truly seeking out a godly relationship that you know that you want to go towards marriage with, it's like, what's the issue with having
Yeah.
counsel
Because
in it?
we went to premarital counseling like 3 months into dating.
Yeah,
Which,
we did.
but it felt like we were dating for years. Like, I was so fro. But we knew we wanted to get married, and so it kind of felt crazy to say, like, oh, we're gonna get married that soon.
Yeah.
But doing the premarital counseling, it also had like them supporting. Like, our counselor was really supportive of us getting married, and so it made it not feel as crazy of wanting to get married young, or like as soon as we want to get married.
Yeah.
Which, like, maybe if we wouldn't have done that, it would have, like, who knows, we could have been thinking, like, oh yeah, we need to keep postponing it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're like, oh no, like, this is what God has for us, and
Yep.
obviously we're still praying about it.
Yeah. And another thing is whenever you talk about deep things, if you keep those deep things hidden from, like in your relationship while you're talking about them, if you keep them hidden and you try to put on a what is it, a different face in your relationship, and you try to act like, oh, these things aren't there, blah blah blah, like,
Yeah. He's like, you're talking like this.
I talk with my hands, and you it can really affect your relationship, because you're not bringing it to the light. But with counseling, with biblical counseling, before you're even engaged, you're immediately allowing God into it. You're immediately allowing somebody else to see, like, okay, like, and when I say somebody in the church, or somebody who actually knows the word and uses the word to give you that counseling, because don't just go to anybody.
No.
Like, if it's like, I don't want to say problems in your relationship, but like things that you're
just like
trying to figure out. Yeah, it's like, obviously if you go to your family or your close friends or something like that, like, they're gonna agree with you. It's gonna be very one-sided, because obviously they're gonna have your back.
Yeah. So unless someone's like actually in the relationship, not in it, but like you've invited them into your struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biblical counsel is way better than, like, family counsel. I'm gonna use that term, because if you go to your family or somebody close, more likely they're going to pick your side and then feed you misinformation that's going to push you away from your spouse. And it's like, if you go to like a counselor at the church or somebody like that, they're not biased.
Yeah, like,
they're going
I
to see from
remember
both sides.
we'd bring up stuff, or whatever, and then it's like the counselor was never biased at all. He would just be like, I don't know, he had no bias at all, and then he would just be like, oh yeah, well, okay, like,
he would, like,
it's not a big deal, like, just blah blah.
Yeah.
So
he would get both sides of the story, and then, like,
Yeah.
If I was wrong, he would tell me I'm wrong, and if you were,
Which
you know, in
means
the
it's not
wrong,
like we would actually
it wasn't that we were in the wrong. It was like,
just like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain.
yeah,
That
but
wasn't even a thing. I always thought premarital counseling was like a bunch of like discovering your hidden issues in your heart. Like I thought I'd just be called out all day for my hidden issues. But it's not even like that. It's just like this is marriage, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. How do y'all think you're gonna do that? And then we talk about it and then he'd be like, oh well, this is what the Bible says. So stuff like that.
yeah, but I would say it does like open things up in your heart.
Like yeah. So hopefully we just have like the most amazing marriage ever.
But it's not going to be perfect.
Pretty perfect.
Nope. If you're going into it with that mindset, it's not going to be.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, Taylor said recommend. I would go do it again.
Yep, I agree.
I want to do it again.
Yep.
I want to get engaged.
Okay. Do you think secular music or movies is wise?
Technically, anything that's not Christian is secular, right?
I don't really know.
I think that's what I've heard before.
I'm not
But
sure.
like, I don't think everything secular is bad. Like,
Denoting attitudes, activities, or other things that have no religious or
yeah.
spiritual
So
or basis.
it could be like "Baby" by Justin Bieber is secular. It's not bad. So I don't think they're unwise, but I think there's a line. Like, if you're watching movies that are just really promoting a lot of like lust, if like it's a bunch of cuss words, like obviously some movies it's fine. If it occasionally says a bad word, or like war movies, it's understandable. But if it's just like a lot of unnecessary, but also I think that kind of if you have kids, I don't think you should watch movies that have bad words in it. But I think if it's different, it's just two adults because you know not to repeat it.
Yeah.
But yeah. What do you think? Oh, and music, I think if it's like promoting drugs, killing, anything like that, that's bad.
Yeah. I think, I agree. I think
if it's just a bunch of anger, I feel like a lot of songs now are a bunch of anger, even if it's not promoting drugs. Like I used to listen to Olivia Rodrigo. Now, anytime her song comes on at work, I like cringe because I'm like, she's such an angry person, and it's praying for her though. Just kidding. I don't think I've ever prayed for her, but I should.
Yeah, I don't really know. My thought process is obviously if you claim to be a Christian, you shouldn't be listening. You shouldn't be out here, you know, just hardcore listening to, rap music that promotes like what you said, like sex, drugs, money, like all these things that are worldly. Because that can get in your head. Like that does get in your head. And whenever
you can tell your story about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, whenever I first became a Christian, I still listened to rap music. I listened to like all those things because I never really listened to the lyrics. I really just like it was super upbeat, and like obviously growing up playing football and like in high school, you're listening to all that stuff like when you're weightlifting and like before games you're getting hype and everything.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's normalized.
Yeah, and I still listened to it after I became a Christian, and then it was like one day I like actually started hearing the words, and I was like I don't know if I should, like, I don't feel good listening to this. Like if somebody who knows I'm a Christian was to see like me like listening to this song that's talking about like all these terrible things, like how does that reflect Jesus, So it was kind of this. It was that moment of like realization. I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be, listening to this stuff.
Yeah.
And
now.
What?
Wait, and that only happened like a few months before we met.
Yeah.
So it wasn't when you first got saved.
No.
Oh, you're saying you still listened to when you first became a Christian.
Yeah.
Anyways, now this guy listens to the most random music. It's like when I get in the car, it's like Selena Gomez back in 2010.
I like white girl
This
music.
is so funny. And like Ariana Grande. But then sometimes it's like Christian music, then it's like hardcore Christian rap.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's so funny. I feel like I listen to the same like 10 songs.
definitely do.
Yeah. But once he discovered, you didn't know Christian rap was a thing.
No, I didn't. I had no clue.
But
Ooh,
I think
wait.
I showed you Forrest Frank.
Yeah, you showed me Forrest Frank,
And
and
then
then after that,
we were listening to it one day and like randomly let your music open to random songs, and it
Yeah.
led to like Definitely D.
yeah, and I started
And
listening
then
to
he
him.
discovered Christian rap, and now it's all he listens
My
to.
gym playlist.
So
Yeah, but yeah, movies. I also think like I mean, pretty every movie is secular. You know, like everything is secular. So it's like it's about like what you allow your eyes to see. So obviously, I don't want to be seeing some like crazy movies that promote all these inappropriate things or like, you know, like nowadays I feel like movies are really I feel like it's almost like they purposefully try to put tons of inappropriate stuff in them, you know, and it's like I don't really care for that.
yeah,
You know, I don't want to see people, you know, having
Yeah.
sex on TV just like in a movie. Like why even put that stuff in there?
yeah.
You know, it's like what's the point of
But,
putting
like,
that in there?
I feel like I remember us talking about this. I asked you if you're careful with what you watch, but
Yeah.
isn't like you don't just like if basically every movie has inappropriate stuff in it. You don't base watching a movie off of that. Like you just fast forward it or something.
Yeah, and like also every movie's there's cussing in it, right? And I'm not necessarily like I'm not the type of person like I try not to cuss and I really think about my words. But like I'm not the type of Christian who's gonna be like, oh my goodness, cussing is like the worst thing. Like cussing is a sin and blah 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 and this and that and it's like that's not true. You know,
Do you think
obviously
is cussing a sin?
I disagree. I don't think cussing is a sin. I think being wise with your words though is very important. You know, because if you're Christ-like, should you be? What? Hold it right. You move my hand right here. Microphone police over here.
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, movies, especially if you have kids, like definitely.
Yeah, definitely need to be like way more careful.
Yeah, like obviously when we get married and we don't have kids, we'll be able to discern like what we can handle, like what our eyes can handle.
Well, we already do that.
Well, yeah, I know, but like you know what
yeah, like whenever we share a house and stuff.
Yeah.
But then with kids, it has to be like up it a little bit more.
Yeah, because you obviously you don't want your kids hearing a lot of those cuss words and like, you know, maybe seeing some of those violent action movies and stuff
Oh
like
my gosh,
that.
I can't even watch those. Those creep me out. War movies are so hard to watch.
I like war movies.
Yeah, but you're a guy.
Yeah. Is alcohol an issue in Christianity? Or like is alcohol a sin or not? Do you agree that alcohol is a sin? Or do you disagree?
No, I don't think it's a sin. Obviously, because Jesus drank. Which is like, a lot of people were. I saw this video pop up and it was like, did Jesus actually drink? And it's like, there's so much evidence that he did. He says in the Bible, in Luke, whenever the Pharisees are like, trying to like frame him or whatever, he says that they're saying, who is this man that drinks with sinners and eats with sinners?
Yeah.
But I don't think alcohol is a sin.
I think wine back in the day had less alcohol. Like it had a lower alcohol percentage back then than it does now.
Probably,
I'm gonna search it up.
Okay, anyways, my answer to the question is no. Alcohol is not a sin.
Yeah.
But personal conviction is real. So, I'm not going to drink alcohol. Even though people say, oh, you say that now, but you're going to drink alcohol. No, I'm not, okay? But, I hate when people say that to me. I don't want to drink alcohol because it's one, not wise.
Hmm.
Two, like, what if I deep down am just like have no self control? You know, like I don't want to go down that path.
Yeah.
Three, I know it can make you gain weight, which I don't want. And four, I don't think there's just other ways to relax. Pray, drink a Dr. Pepper, eat like a cookie, something like that, you know, which I know you shouldn't really rely on anything for that, but I just don't want to drink alcohol. I just don't see anything beneficial coming from it.
I thought it was funny. You said it
Should
makes
it-
you gain weight, and then you just talking about
Pray.
drinking a Dr. Pepper, eating cookies.
Alcohol does make you gain weight, though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not a sin. Alcohol's not a sin.
He's 21 though. I'm only 20, so
But yeah,
he can share his evidence.
yeah, it's not a sin, but it can be sinful. Um, but yeah, a lot of Christians are like, no, you can't drink alcohol at all. Blah blah blah. It's a sin to drink alcohol or do anything like that. And it's like, no, it's not a sin, but it can lead you to sin. And it can lead you to not being in the right mind space. And ultimately, our calling, if we're Christians, is to be more Christ-like. So, do you think? I mean, getting drunk and being stupid and running around doing all this—that's not really being Christ-like. Now, nobody's perfect, and people mess up, and
Yeah.
that's not to say that if you get drunk, like you're not a Christian, but like our goal is to be more Christ-like.
Yeah.
And it's like I mess up too. I don't drink, but like that's not to say that I sometimes am not perfect and I mess up, and maybe sometimes my actions they're not Christ-like. But it's like I can't sit here and judge somebody if
Yeah.
they get drunk or something.
Well,
like
getting
that.
drunk's a sin, but if you're someone that just drinks wine,
Yeah.
At dinner, like that's not a sin.
Yeah,
There's
or
nothing
like
sinful about that. It's all just
Yeah.
personal conviction.
yeah, it's personal conviction, and a lot of people like to push their own personal conviction on others, and that's completely wrong, and that pushes people away from Christ. So
Yeah.
that's why it's very. We can end the pod on this note. We can end it. Ooh. Oh well, no.
What?
I was gonna say what I read in Job, or what made me think about what I read in Job. Whatever I texted you, but I can't remember exactly what I said off the top of my head. But yeah, being more Christ-like, what does that mean?
Yeah. That's true. And Paul says everything is lawful, but not everything is beneficial.
Yep. So we agree.
Yep. We agreed on all of that.
Yep.
Okay, well, make sure y'all subscribe down below, comment down video ideas.
Video ideas. Yeah, what do you want to see next? And to end it, we just want to remind you viewers that our winner is Ethan Fleener. Picture right here.
Again.
Yep. And
check your mail in 30 to 40 days.
yeah. And yep.
Go out there and shine bright like a diamond.